Holy crap, the market has been just absolutely terrible right now, and it's causing a lot of stocks to go down big. So now what my job is to do is to look for the highest quality stocks that are, really good with the best uptrend idea. So I'm looking at KULR. This has been on my radar for quite some time. I am looking at this at the weekly EMA 50. I was telling people we were in a range bound, and looks like we broke to the downside. Okay, it made us move here. We had this clear support here, bounce here, and we broke through that. So we had. It's unfortunate. It was going to choose one way or another with the market sentiment not looking good. It decided to go down. When Bitcoin drops, this is going to probably drop too. So but it's not nothing to worry about. I highly encourage you guys. You do join my Discord. I have not played this one on the EMA 20. I was watching this area. I was in some other stocks. Thankfully, I got into I'll show you guys exactly what I did. I got into BBAI multiple times as I saw a nice opportunity, and that one worked out well. Doing this exact system, I got into that right here on this. I played it here on the daily EMA 20 once right here, made over 10%. And then right in here, we made over 10% too. So, not everything's going to work as perfectly as you like. I know I played KULR, same thing. I played it here on this EMA 50. I looked, whenever the market is like really selling off, I kind of look at what is the mood. You kind of have to look for the next biggest EMA, and that is daily EMA 50 is very strong. And you can see from this area, we've made, massive gains from here. We made over 47%. So that's in the past. If you're in this stock right now, what should you do? In my honest opinion, always have a stop loss. I think losing 15% is a great stop loss, especially with the uptrend ideas. They're easy to do. Like, for example, if you bought here on the weekly EMA 20, nothing has to be perfect. You can even have, you can like look at your data price range and be like, you know what, 10% is fine for me. If it goes this much down below the weekly EMA 20, that's a little too much. You can even do 5%, 8, 7, 8%, because that's how I looked at these kind of uptrend ideas. If they go down, if this EMA 50 is way down here, obviously I don't want price to go there. That's just too big of a loss. From this EMA 20 right here to this weekly EMA 50 is a 32% loss. So I would probably just take that 7% loss out fast and then look to go in again on the EMA 50 on the weekly. I like this stock a lot right here. You're having this solid support right in here. You can see right here you have solid support, right in here where we hit this upper candle here, and we broke out of it. So now that should act as support. And that's really aligning with this EMA 50. We had this nice little bounce here from the lows here, making 9%. So I'm watching this. This is one of my highest value ones. I am in another stock, as you can see if you're in my swing trade alerts. I did get in soon. It's the same kind of setup. I was watching Kuhn or KULR. It just didn't quite get to that weekly EMA 50, but here soon, right here, it did get to it. And you guys can look at this on the next day, see what happens. A lot of these have massive pumps in here. But the video is to talk about KULR. What am I planning to do? Yeah, it's definitely looking at this big support here. You can see, draw your recent support. That's going to be your big support all in this area. Weekly EMA 50. And yeah, I totally get it. If it sucks if you got it this over $2, even $3, but just look at the bigger picture. I know it gets so caught up in the moment because once this thing starts going, like in a week, this thing went up 150%, and then the next day it went up 57%, and it's so tempting to just get caught up in this and be like, man, this thing's never going to stop going down. And a lot of the times this is what creates the biggest bag holders. It's not when it dumps down; it's when it pumps up big, because a lot of retail traders get sucked into this. You can FFIE was one of the biggest gains for pennies ever. It went up like 8,000%, but it's also one of the biggest stocks to bag hold people, right? And it's the same analogy here. I could show you. Price cannot be sustained at these levels, right? This thing went so far up, right up in here, way back in the day. This was awesome stock. Everyone was looking at it. Everyone was hyped about it. In just 4 simple days, this thing had made a massive move, but it can't sustain these levels. So then what happens is it keeps going up, and when it keeps pumping, they're like, wow, this thing's not pulling back, and so they look to get in instead of waiting for these pullbacks that I told you about like for example, I took KULR. We wait for the pullbacks to these EMA 50s. That's your best buying opportunity, and then you see where price makes this massive move of 73%. Massive move. So same thing with KULR. The bigger the move they had, the more dangerous, especially when they're small caps. They all need money. They're gonna have to dilute. So do keep that in mind. There's a reason why these are, this is at $1. The algos choose it to be that way, and but I have no doubt about, we're going to probably have a nice little bounce here. This is a really nice area. And you can also see on the monthly chart, we're not quite at the full uptrend. I really want to see that EMA 50 at the bottom. But this is a nice area to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a shot. If you're a new bull on this, you're lucked out, right? I mean, this is a really nice, solid opportunity. Right here from this EMA 50 down, what you could do is, just like how we do the EMA 20, you can look at, okay, so if it goes a certain amount down below, it's too risky. Me personally, I would do a very tight stop loss of about 5%. If it goes this far down below, then it's just not worth it, right? So you could do 5 or 6%. And that's basically how I do these uptrend type of plays. Rip the band-aid off fast if it don't work, but then when they do work, I mean, you're risking 5% and you can make easily over 50. I mean, the last play I took was like this one right here. In one day, it went up over 50%. So rip the band-aid off if it don't work, and then for a nice opportunity to make massive returns. So yeah, and a lot of times what I also seen is when I see bouncing effects like this, like if it gets close enough to the EMA 20 on the weekly, a lot of the times is when I see this big bounce, it's a lot of times like the algos already anticipated this getting hit. And so when I do see this, sometimes it's like, maybe we missed the boat on that. That went up 43%. And then it just kept bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. And it looked good till it's not, right? You have strong support here, kept hitting it, and then finally broke. The minute you see that support break and then this EMA 20 break, it was game over for KULR. It wants to make that next big EMA 50 level. Definitely join the Discord. I'm telling you, we have not lost money on KULR doing these exact systems that I love to show you guys. I love looking at the daily and weekly chart. Where's the bounce zones? And the best thing about trading with the trend is you can use your data price range tool right here and be like, and just kind of draw it out and be like, what is too much of a risk? And you can really see how much you want to risk, right? Because you don't want to, the market's unpredictable. I mean, everything's selling off. It's not just KULR this week, so I can't really just blame KULR. The whole thing's kind of like selling off. This thing went down 15% today, another 13, 8%. It had a brutal day. It has lots of volume. It's had volume all throughout, and I'm sure a lot of people are bag holding this. And I've always been telling people, don't be greedy. If you didn't take any of these pumps in here, you lost. I mean, you didn't get anything out of this. I know a lot of people like to pump things to oblivion, but 10% is always the goal. 10% gains is always nice. Scale some out and then put your rest at break even, all right? You have to have a stop loss. And honestly, trading with the trend is the easiest to have a stop loss, because the minute you place this trade, you can literally just put your stop loss just right under here. And then also a nice thing, let's say you don't, I mean, you could always do cover calls too. This is really nice too when stocks have lots of option chains. This one don't really have much premium, but you could do some cover calls if you really wanted to. You can see right here, yeah, this one's not too liquid because it's a little less than, when you get down to the $1 range, not too much. But you can see there's a lot of demand. Usually when there's a lot of options like this that are weekly, there's a lot of demand for it. I see this having a nice pump. Do I see this going back up to the $2 range? I can't promise you guys that, all right? We have to honestly expect resistance, because a lot of times when I tell people, I say, hey, this EMA 5 is acting as resistance, and that's why I've been taking my gains every time it does do that. If you guys do want to join the premium Discord, I'm telling you, guys are going to learn a lot. You guys are going to actually understand why you're getting in trades. You're not just following, other Discords, pumpers, stock Twitter accounts, and they're just blatantly pumping things for no reason. What I use in this system is basically, what does the chart tell me? I don't care anything else, really. It's nice to know what the fundamentals, the news, and all that, but usually the chart will tell me how good a company is. When I look at this stock, I see a massive uptrend idea. I also see a massive correction it can make. I mean, look at this big weekly channel penetrating this. You have to understand is all EMAs will get hit. No matter how good the stock is, EMAs will get hit, and that is pretty much your Fibonacci retracement or your support levels and demand zones where you look to add in. It may seem like it will never get hit when price is way up in here. You're like, there's no way price is going from $2 all the way down to $1. It doesn't seem like that. And the market can surprise us at any moment. So I always follow this system. That's why I got into BBAI. We make good money in the Discord. We play this on 2 levels right here. Usually when we skip a EMA, I play the next EMA. For example, we skipped this EMA 10, didn't have any real size bounce, so I played the 20. And you can see if you don't take these 10%, you miss out. This made a 13%. I played it here on the EMA 50, and you can see, well, you don't see it morning market, we went up 10%. So just in literally one day of holding something 10%, another day of holding something 10%. Lace made me absolutely bank of money. Just like KULR, we got here at the 20, we pumped. Same exact scenario, and we went up 46%. We have a very tight stop loss. We also have the EMA 50 as acting as support, and you see when price gets super close, it has pumped another 60%. And that's KULR is just a little different because the EMA 50 is a little too far. If it's too far like this, you need to have a stop loss because you don't want to risk 30% down. So I'd rather just take a 5% stop loss, come back under this EMA 50, and you might miss it. It looks like it's starting to pump. It might not actually hit and that is totally fine. We just look to play another stock, okay? There's thousands of stocks out there. I promise you, there's always a stock to play. If you guys want to join the Discord, now's the chance to do it. You guys are going to love it. Click the link down below in YouTube comments below, and in the description, it'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. If you want to become a member, all you have to do is hit how to subscribe. Basically, it will tell you, just click day trade alerts. If you have an Android user, if you have an Android, you cannot subscribe on your phone. You will have to use a computer, okay? It's very simple to do, or use your phone's browser. All of this in here talks about it. It's super easy to subscribe. You're going to have alerts in here. You're going to have the education, which is the most important. This Discord is mainly about education, teaching you guys how to trade. So that way, when something goes down and you're freaking out, when the market doesn't act our way, we all are going to lose in the market. That's a guarantee. Do not ever think there's going to be 100% win ratio strategy. You get that a lot on social media. Be like, I made this such amount of money, but they never tell you about their losses. I lose in trading. All right, it's part of the game. There's been some trades that I just really sucked at, and I admit it. I go and backlog it and be like, what could I have fixed or what could I have done better? Maybe it was risk management. Risk management is the number one thing that I love teaching about, because if you don't have proper risk management, one trade can wipe out your whole account. All right, we never want that to happen. So click day trade alerts right in here. You get access to everything, swing trades and day trades. And guess this, guys, for an all-time low cost of $12 a month. You cannot be beat. It can't be beat. It's the cheapest I can ever give it to you guys, with all the knowledge, live streams, one-on-one coaching that you guys can get. So you'll get everything you need. If you subscribe, do it on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. If you're not from the US, it'll probably charge you a little extra, maybe $15 or $16, but it's still a good discount, guys. And then you'll have the premium chat for everyone that come in, commentates, everyone pretty much doing the same strategy. This is trading with the trend. I have also a trading against the trend, and then I have a day trading strategy too. KULR is bullish here. This is its last line of defense. We'll see what it does. Clear stop loss would be 5 or 6%. I would say 6% under this thing, as you can zoom in. And if price goes this much lower than it, then it's not good. So that's how I would do it. You guys got to have a clear risk versus reward. We made big money in the Discord doing this, using this same exact strategy of how to find an uptrend, look for price to revert back to the mean, trade those bounces at 10% or more, get in and get out. Have a clear risk versus reward. All right, guys, I'll see you in the Discord. Peace out and happy trading.